Now we have come to the final discussion topic: security implementation stages and precautions that can be taken to provide cybersecurity, computer security, and information security. Security implementation includes these four complementary actions: prevention, detection, response, and recovery. Prevention this is an ideal case where you are equipped to prevent any attacks that can occur. Since the threats can be developed daily, with time the threats can develop. So this is an ideal case where we won't be able to protect our system only by prevention. Detection is also important because when prevention is not possible, we have to detect security attacks. We have to always detect security attacks because prevention is not always possible. Response. When an attack is detected, respond to halt the attack or prevent further damage. We should take actions right after getting an alert of security attack detection. Recovery. Recover from the attack by using existing backups or any other sources that we can use for recovery. Then we'll talk about precautions. Access control. Consider a system where different people do different jobs. Everyone is not supposed to access all the data because they don't need them. Access control is where you are given only necessary data. If you want to modify some number in a system, you are given the column or the entity that belongs that have those numbers, right? You are not given all the information in the system. That's access control. Employees should only have access to the systems and specific information they need to do their jobs. They don't need, not that they don't need, they shouldn't have access to what they don't need. That's access control. Then data encryption. If you use WhatsApp, you might have seen data encryption in the beginning of a chat. Not only in WhatsApp, there are so many other things that use encryption. Since that is a very used app, only I mentioned that. Data encryption is where you translate your existing data to an unreadable format with a coding algorithm. A third party won't be able to get what's inside that encoded data. And the receiver party will have a decoding or decrypting algorithm to get the necessary message. Encrypting techniques that are very difficult to decode without a key have been developed for military applications. However, encrypted database records are used today in both private organizations and governmental and military applications. Then staff training. Staff training is necessary because if you have a staff, an employee, without knowledge that some information is necessary to be protected, there's a necessity to be protected, he or she may accidentally leak that data because of not having knowledge. It's one of the most common ways cyber criminals get access to your data. They'll send fraudulent message, emails, impersonating someone in your organization and will either ask for personal details or for access to certain files. If the employee is having not enough knowledge, he might give. Links often seem legitimate to an untrained eye, and it's easy to fall into traps. This is why employee awareness is vital. So in a company, employee awareness is a part to ensure information security and system security. One of the most efficient ways to protect against cyber attacks and all types of data breaches is to train your employees. So training employees, staff training is an important aspect in security implementation. As training, they should be able to know these things. They should know these things. They need to check links before clicking them, check email addresses from the received mail, use common sense. That's obviously important. before sending sensitive information. If a request seems odd, it probably is. It's better to check a phone call with the person in question before actioning the request. So always a person should be in alert. An employee should be in alert. Then install firewalls. Firewall is one of the most effective ways to defend yourself from any cyber attack. A firewall system will block any brute force attacks made on your network and or systems before it can do any damage. Usually, in your systems, in your routers, firewalls are installed. Backing up data. That's something that can be done on your party. If you lose your data somehow that you won't be able to recover anyhow, you are the person who's going to suffer. So why not save those in a backup? Why not have a backup than suffering? To avoid serious downtime, loss of data, and serious financial loss, you can back up your data. Then patch your operating systems and software regularly. When there are alerts of updates, you should update your operating systems. The reason is some software might not support all the versions of your operating systems. Some attacks are not detected by already existing software. Threats are developing and your system is at a beginner level, a previous level. That's not good. So patch your operating systems and software when there's an alert. So here's an example. Windows 7 Microsoft will stop supporting Windows 7 in January of 2020. And if you haven't upgraded yet, now's the time to do so. Don't delay downloading operating system updates. These updates often include new or enhanced security features. Then install an antivirus software. Antivirus software are used to detect and remove viruses from a computer system. So it's important to have an antivirus software in your machine. They usually monitor all traffic on the system and then alert users on potential threats. Now we are coming to the final part of security implementations as well. That's about precautions, that what we can do to protect ourselves from cyber attacks. Install a proper virus guard in your computer and keep it updated. We talked about this here. Install antivirus software, patch up your operating systems and software regularly. Scan all external storages before accessing them from your laptop. To have protection to your devices, you better not open any other external storages without scanning. Only do business with reputable companies and websites. If you don't have guarantee that a company or a website is a valid one, an authorized one, don't do business. Especially do not download files from untrusted sites that there might be viruses or any other malicious software. Use disposable email accounts for all web forms if you do not want to continue to receive email from them and get spam. Use disposable email accounts. Remember these things. Do not follow web links in emails sent by a questionable source. When we talked about staff training, we talked about this. You shouldn't click on links on emails that are not from a reliable source. It's very easy for criminals to forge a URL to make it look like a trusted website. Yeah, that's obvious. Then clear out tracking data on your PC, such as cookies, and clear the spyware that monitors your activities. You should know that spyware do spying. They are looking at what you are doing. So to keep your information secure, clear out tracking data on your PC. Never volunteer information. Just because a website asks for information, it doesn't mean that you need to give it. If you can proceed without giving any personal data, consider whether you really want to visit that website. Even I tried that as well. If I don't want to create an account in some website if it is not a must, if it is not a must, I don't create an account if I don't want to give my personal phone number or my email. Usually we will have to give the email. But if it is not a must, if it is not compulsory, I won't do that because I don't want to lose my personal information. If you are required to provide personal data, be creative. If you must answer intrusive personal questions to proceed, your answers need to be legally valid or correct. Consider using false names and data. That's good as a way of protection, but don't do that in your school, company, or any other thing where you're supposed to supply reliable data. Be aware of one information you are providing and to whom. You should know that to whom are you providing your data and what information are you providing. You should be aware. Awareness is an important aspect in security. Don't enter online contents. Most are simply tricks by advertisers to gather detailed information about you. They may first ask the name, then after some time they may ask for your personal information, telephone number, email address. Then they will make a picture of you a bit by bit, and they will have gathered detailed information about you at the end of the contents. Don't let those things happen. And these are some good practices that you can follow to keep your information, keep your personal information and information system secure. So we have come to the end of the discussion of cybersecurity. Thank you for being with this session.